Did you know that I can buy 3 cars like this in just 1 hour? Want to find out how? Follow the link below, and I'll teach you an infallible method of how to get money.
Stopwatches on sales pages, lots of promises and little delivery, luxury cars and beautiful women on a rented yacht promoting the idea of easy wealth. This has been the pattern of the last 10 years on the internet, but these days are numbered, simply because it's a crazy and unsustainable market where everyone seems to be trading on eggshells and distorting the truth. In exchange for a little more profit,
onde eu vou te mostrar tudo o que você tem que fazer para começar no mercado de PLRs, sair do sistema e mudar a sua vida de uma vez por todas.
Start an agency. It makes a lot of money.
get involved in niches you hate, working with people you hate.
Create a dropshipping store.
What for? To sell useless products and compete with millions of other idiots who are trying to sell the same junk as you?
Choose that niche and never leave it. Never evolve. Never waste time learning about your genuine interests.
Oh, and raise as much money as you can from your customers. You can follow this advice and run towards collapse while making a few bucks. Or you can follow a different path from the herd and create a purposeful life. What nobody tells you is that these millionaire internet gurus are desperate, trying to sell you a result that they themselves can't get. That's because people are getting smart and losing confidence in these aggressive sales tactics. But there is a way to make a living on the internet doing what you really love, being ethical, truthful, and free, both financially and in all other aspects. There is a new economy emerging in the world, and it is becoming increasingly viable for anyone. But before I explain how it works, I need to tell you how I discovered this new economy. You can call me Abraham. In 2013, I started studying digital marketing, and 2 years later, I started creating content on the internet, building an audience and selling products. At first, it was wonderful. I was talking about a super niche topic, selling products and making money in my sleep. But as time went by, what came to me as a definitive liberation from the CLT became a trap that sucked away my vital energy. But how could it be otherwise? After producing more than 800 videos on the same subject and being forced to run increasingly aggressive and stressful campaigns to keep my income up, I had two options. Either drastically change the way I worked on the internet or suffer a heart attack before I was 40. In 2022, I decided to drop everything. I handed my company over to one of the partners and left the business empty-handed, with only one certainty: that I would find a more efficient, more satisfying, and lighter way of doing business or die trying. The Abraham channel emerged from that traumatic experience, and since then, I've managed to find my way. A path that fulfills me, doesn't limit me, and brings me sustenance. Since my burnout, I began to realize that things were changing fast in the internet economy, and anyone who stuck with this old business model would die along with it. But clarity of mind only came after I met this guy, Dan Koe, an American YouTuber who is growing by spreading a business system he calls one-person business, a content creation system that allows him to currently earn $50,000 a month, working only 4 hours a day, without anyone's help and using all his free time creatively. This keeps him inspired and motivated to work without the pressure of having to please an algorithm. The first time I heard this guy say this, my reaction was, oh yeah, just another internet guru scammer. But then I kept watching that video, and suddenly I was glued to the message. My hands were sweating. I couldn't blink. That guy really seemed legitimate. The formula he had created for working on the internet was genius. Suddenly the dots connected in my mind, and I understood how the system of generating value in the world I was looking for works.
Work less, earn more, enjoy life.
There is a new market emerging in the world. We are on the threshold of the greatest industrial revolution in history, and few people are realizing it. Factors such as the arrival of artificial intelligence and purchasing power being transferred into the hands of the first generation to grow up on the internet are the perfect convergence that decrees the death of the current reality. The information age is over. The generations born after the 1990s know where to find a practical answer to any question on any topic. And when you realize that these generations already hold a large share of the world's economic pie, it's easy to understand why fake gurus and niche experts are becoming increasingly irrelevant. Combined with the fact that artificial intelligence has already begun to replace most technical jobs, a new profession is emerging called one-person business by Dan Koe. These are ordinary individuals seeking a life of fulfillment through their personal interests and being paid very well for sharing their experience on the internet. They achieve this because they are attracting the attention of a community that identifies with their goals and personality. Wealth is in the niche. Have you ever heard this phrase? It's very widespread, but it's only a partial truth. These individuals are not stuck in a niche because they are in search of a life goal, and their business is to publicly share a holistic synthesis of everything needed to achieve it: mind, body, spirit, and business. Right now, we need fewer superficial promises and more solutions to achieve meaningful goals. And conventional businesses like dropshipping or launch agencies will only result in superficial work. That's because they have no soul. And in the age of artificial intelligence, only those who incorporate the human factor into their profession will survive. The last decade of internet marketing was based on complexity. Products and services had the same simple solutions, but were marketed in a mega-complex way, full of promises and lip service in an attempt to increase the perceived value of the product and charge inflated prices. But this is changing fast. People want a clear, simple, and direct solution, taught from a perspective aligned with their worldview. By sharing your personal experience and discoveries along your life's journey, you attract the audience that reflects your personality. Got it? You are the niche. A recession-proof niche that makes you irreplaceable and unsaturated. That's because no one else in the world can make connections between different topics like you can. No one can copy your outlook on life. And certainly not the way you communicate it. You don't need to be an expert in anything. You don't need a degree, and you don't need to pretend to be something you're not in order to gain credibility. All you need is a life goal, a plan to get there, and to dedicate time to learning about your genuine interests. That's it. But to be able to do that, you need a system. You need to become what Dan calls a holistic synthesizer. A holistic synthesizer is someone who pursues their own vision, forging their path with the unique skills and interests they acquire. They don't see these skills or interests as individual parts, but as an interconnected whole that are necessary aspects of their life. Your life's work is to distill, educate, and distribute your personal experience along the way. Your brand is your story, where you are now, regardless of experience. Your content is your school, what helped you get there. And your product is the map, a holistic system that helps people get to where you are with less trial and error. The internet has given us the power to self-educate much faster than any human being has ever been able to. Take responsibility for improving your life, pursue your curiosity, and share your discoveries. Before you go off and start a billion-dollar tech company, consider starting with the only thing that matters, improving the one thing every human being should, the quality of their human experience. This philosophy is not just a business model, but a way of life. Improve yourself and help those who want to follow the same path. You don't need to make stressful launches full of empty promises, nor do you need to create a startup and sell your soul to investors who will pressure you either to deliver astronomical results or to break down as quickly as possible. I followed both of these paths, so believe me when I say that they're not worth it. If you do something just for the money, you have the opportunity to learn a lesson from life. A lesson capable of turning a humble fisherman into a human being wiser than some of the most powerful billionaires. Certa vez, um empresário sentado na praia viu um pescador voltando com seu barco do mar. Ele se aproximou e perguntou:
Quanto tempo você gasta para pegar esses peixes?
Mais ou menos 3 horas, respondeu o pescador.
Então, por que você não fica mais tempo no mar e pega mais peixes?
Por que eu deveria fazer isso? Com esses peixes eu consigo sustentar minha família e me sobra tempo para ficar com os meus filhos. O empresário, cheio de sua sabedoria, disse:
Se você pegar mais peixes, pode comprar um barco maior e contratar alguém para te ajudar.
Ah, é? E depois?
E depois você pode usar o lucro para comprar um barco maior ainda e contratar mais pessoas para pegar mais peixes ainda.
Ah, mas e depois?
Depois você pode comprar uma frota de barcos e ter o seu próprio negócio de pescaria, com dezenas de funcionários pescando para você.
Ah, e por que eu faria isso?
Bom, porque assim, em 5 ou 10 anos, você teria mais tempo livre para ficar com os seus filhos.
And that's when the entrepreneur realized, when you give up time and energy in exchange for money, what you're doing is giving up your life now, in the hope that you'll be able to live it in the future. But why wait? The present moment is the only real thing. The past is just an illusion and the future a projection. The model of life that is worth living is the one that allows you to incorporate your genuine interests into your work and get paid very well for it while enjoying life's experiences. But calm down. Before you quit your job, it's important to start. Even if you think you don't have the skills to start publishing content on the internet, I can assure you that you're wrong. You can even replicate my process. Anyone can do what I do, even without the audio and video work. There is a simple format that anyone can follow. The first thing I want you to understand is that you don't have to be a creator, but a content curator. This is the practical 5-step system I use to create my videos. Step 1. Look for your genuine interests. Anything that piques your curiosity is an opportunity. A tweet, a post, a video, a book. If it grabs your attention, it's because it resonates with your interests. Then start the process. Move on to the second stage. Immerse yourself in the subject. Consume everything you can on the subject. Spend 2 days listening, watching, reading, and investigating everything you can from every aspect and every possible angle. Do this passively at first. Then get rid of whatever is useless. Step 3. Take notes. Now that you have the material, consume it all again. But this time, write down phrases, thoughts, important points from each piece of content. Write down as many ideas as you can, even if they are initially disconnected. Step 4. Create your content. With your notes in hand, your brain will automatically do the work of connecting the dots. All you have to do is review what you've written, synthesize a reasoning that makes sense, and a script with a beginning, middle, and end. And the last step, repeat and improve. This whole process will take between 3 and 5 days. Each time you do it, it will get easier. In fact, it will never be difficult. Because since you'll always be learning about your genuine interests, it will be a pleasure to create content. By publishing once a week, you'll naturally attract people aligned with your interests. It may take 2 months or 2 years, but you will certainly gather people willing to pay you for your ideas. Not just for your ideas, but also for your skills. But for now, to understand once and for all why old-fashioned digital marketing is dying, just click on this video on the screen. I'm Abraham, and this is my contribution.